36 of the 62, give or take a tenth of a point either way. Points per game that the Spartans have scored have come from their starting five, so they need to start getting some contribution points-wise from the bench. And we talked about Kurt Lutkin and we talked about Mike Carlson in our pregame show, and I think Bob thinks that they are on the verge of really delivering quite a bit of scoring power to this Spartan team. Spartans in their home red will move from left to right as Ryan Bowman for Paynesville goes up against Scott Hondel of ROCORI to open things up. Tap is controlled by Paynesville. Ahead it goes to Kane on the break. Over Kraus. Good, and he was fouled. Paynesville off the opening tap will get a three-point opportunity right off the bat. Bowman went up, tapped it to Kane. Jim Kraus tried to get in front of him to draw the charge. They called the personal on Kraus, and the shot went. So Matt Kane, averaging 9 points a ball game, will be at the line to try to complete the three-point play. Free throw is good. Paynesville shooting just short of 60% from the free throw line, and now they're going to come out in a 2-2-1 full-court zone press. Sparby directs traffic, triggers it ahead to Hemish, had trouble with it, but he got it ahead to Schreiner on the left wing. In the corner for Hondel, up on top Sparby, back in the corner for Hondel. 17-footer from the baseline, short off the iron, and the backside rebound is pulled down by Torrey Spanier, who's averaging 9 boards a game. He's Mr. Everything for the Bulldogs. Cromwell now brings it into the forecourt on the dribble. Leaves it up on top for Stahlberger. Stahlberger with the shaved head starts it down the left side and dumps it in the corner to Kane. Up on top for Cromwell, holding it high above his head. Spartans in a man-to-man. Now Stahlberger, 15-footer, no good. It was blocked, and he was fouled by Hemish. Bob Brinkup pleading his case with the official. Hemish's first personal, the second in the ballgame on ROCORI, and at the line to shoot two will be Mike Stahlberger. 6', 3-inch sophomore, off guard, one of the wings. He is averaging 8 points a ball game, and from his off guard position he's averaging almost 6 rebounds a game, which is pretty good production. He hits the first free throw. The Bulldogs now 2 of 2 from the line with one more coming. Second one is up, and that one won't go. Rebound batted around though, and finally tracked down by Sparby. Spartans back the other way, pass triggered ahead to Hemish to the baseline, and he banked it in. That was a good look down court by Kip Sparby, and then a strong move to the hoop by Joe Hemish. 4-2, Paynesville on top by 2. Now on the right side with it is Kane, up on top for Stahlberger. Stahlberger goes across the key. It was tipped away by Sparby, but right back to Stahlberger. Another pass again is tipped by Sparby, and the Spartans can't save it, as trying to hunt it down was Wayne Schreiner on the near sideline, but it goes out of bounds, and the ball will stay with Paynesville. They have a near side inbound, actually a little bit closer to the corner than it is to the top of the floor. Spanier will inbound, lobs it up to the top of the key to Stahlberger, reverses to Bowman. In traffic, his shot was blocked from behind by Wayne Schreiner. Spartans back the other way on the slow break. Sparby will bring it back out now on top on the dribble. Lobs it left wing for Hemish. He'll launch a three, count it. Joe Hemish hits the three. He has all 5 ROCORI's points, and the Spartans lead at 5-4. Now they work with about 3/4 court pressure, but Paynesville breaks it easily. Spanier with it on the right wing. Picked up his dribble. Hondel's all over him. Scott Hondel is matched up with him. Up on top, Cromwell has it now. Picks up his dribble, bounces it through the key to Kane. Left side Spanier, fakes the three, starts it in, double team, kick in the lane to Cromwell. Shot rejected by Hondel. Tracked down out on the floor by Paynesville, but a good rejection by Scott Hondel down low. Jesse Cromwell at 5'11" didn't stand a chance. High post now Kane, and his 15-footer is good. Matt Kane has 5 points, 6-5. Paynesville back on top by 1. 6 minutes remaining here first quarter. Sparby against pressure in the backcourt. Ahead to Hemish and into the forecourt to Schreiner. Wayne stops on the right wing, leaves it up on top for Sparby. Left wing Kraus, his three, bang! Now the Spartans need to shoot well. They started that way. They lead at 8-6. Couple of threes, one by Hemish and one by Kraus now. Now Spanier into the forecourt, breaks the pressure and sets up on the right wing. Long three, 22-footer, long off the iron, long rebound is tracked down by Spanier. Kept it alive in the paint. Stahlberger, 13-footer is long, and Hondel pulled down the rebound. Hondel really got in his face on the shot, and then he went back to the hoop to pull down the rebound. Good defense and rebounding early on by Scott. Hemish in the corner. Three is good. Joe Hemish has 8 points at the outset. 3 threes for the Spartans, and they lead at 11-6 with 5:15 remaining first quarter. Now Paynesville back the other way. Cromwell sets up on top, dribbles it into the key area now to Kane. 15-footer is short, and Hemish pulls down the rebound. Starts Sparby up the left wing. Spartans won't take the break here. They'll wait for the half-court offense. In the corner, Kraus, his three-pointer is short off the iron, and it climbed up the backcourt and fell in, but it won't count. It hits the basket support. It hit the support over the basket and then fell back down through the hoop. I don't think Jim practices them that way, and it won't count, and the Bulldogs will come back the other way. Cromwell into the forecourt on the dribble, working up on top on the point. Now starts it in and kicks it out to Stahlberger. Back to Cromwell outside the arc. Spartans in a 2-3 zone now. Now to the baseline, Cromwell on the dribble, and a foul called as one of the Bulldogs, Torrey Spanier, set an illegal screen up on top, and he'll be whistled for the personal foul. That is his first in the game on the Bulldogs, and the Spartans will inbound against no pressure in the backcourt. Paynesville dropping back into half-court defense. Schreiner gets it into Sparby. 4:35 remaining first quarter. ROCORI on top 11-6. Sparby bounces it on the left side for Kraus. Looks down low for Hondel. It was tipped away, but Scott tracks it down in the corner. Up on top, Hemish. Right side, Schreiner. Back to Hemish outside the arc. Lobs it to Hondel on the left side. Starts it through the paint. Kick out for Sparby as they're running good motion on the offense right now. Sparby has it up on top. Bounces it left side. Kraus, 21-footer is good. Jim Kraus hits a three. That's 4 trays for the Spartans now in 5 field goals, and they lead 14-6. Now Cromwell into the forecourt. Bounces it in the corner to Spanier. Drives the baseline. Cut off there by Kraus and kicks it back to Cromwell, and he traveled as he put it on the floor. Faked the shot to get Sparby off his feet, and then when he went to the dribble, he walked, and Paynesville will call a timeout. 4:02 remaining first quarter. ROCORI on top of the Bulldogs. Off the Paynesville timeout, Spartans come into the forecourt, and Joe Hemish got the ball down low. He banked it in traffic, but he took steps before he did. So a turnover on the Spartans. That's a good call. Joe shuffled his feet as he moved down low. Almost had to because he was triple teamed. It was about the only way he could get open. Paynesville in the backcourt with it now, trailing by 8. Stahlberger working up on top now. Goes in the corner for Spanier. Sparby is out on him quickly as they switch up on him. Spanier on the run. Shot won't go, but he was fouled by Wayne Schreiner. So that's the first on Wayne, the third in the half on ROCORI. Torrey Spanier averaging 20 points a ball game for Paynesville. Fully 1/3 of their points on the season, trying to make something happen for his team, and he'll be at the line to shoot 2. Right-hander's free throw is up, and it's short. One of the things you don't see very often, he looks like we used to dress in the 70s when we played ball. He's got the socks pulled all the way up instead of scrunched down into the tennis shoes. Second free throw is good. First point of the ball game for Torrey Spanier. Full court pressure applied by Paynesville. Spartans on top by 7 with 3.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Schreiner has it over on the left side in the corner to Hondel. Kicks it out on top to Sparby. Now left wing Hondel fakes the 3 to the baseline. 17-footer on the run is good. Scott Hondel's first 2 points of the ball game. 16-7, Spartans by 9. Now Cromwell comes across on the dribble on the right side. Cross on him. He gets by him to the baseline. Runner rimmed in. Good acceleration by Jesse Cromwell. He went past Jim Kraus and made the shot on the run. 16-9. Cross-court pass now for Kraus. Up on top, Schreiner to Sparby. Got some pressure from behind, but pulled the ball away. Left wing, Hemish. Feeds down low. Hondel, and he banked it in. Hondel got somebody on his back, took the pass from Hemish, and then made the move on the baseline. Hondel has 4 points in the ballgame. We're going to get Gabe Dahl and Mike Carlson coming in now for ROCORI, and Kurt Lutkin will also check in at the whistle. 18-9, Spartans by 9. To the baseline, Spanier. His shot won't go. Rebound loose on the floor and tracked down by Hondel, and then tipped out of bounds by Cromwell, who was diving after it. So the ball will go over to the Spartans as Mike Carlson, the 6'2" sophomore, Gabe Dahl, the 6'1" junior, and Kurt Lutkin, the 6'7" senior, all check in, replacing Sparby, Schreiner, and Kraus. And now for Paynesville, it will be Sean Lang, a 6'6" junior, and Dion Johnson, a 5'11" senior, checking in. And Ryan Bowman and Jesse Cromwell sit down to take the rest for the Bulldogs. Dahl will operate at the point, in the corner to Hondel, 17-footer, count it. And a whistle and a foul away from the play. That'll be on the Spartans, I believe, but the basket will count. Hondel hits the 17-foot J from the baseline, and Mike Carlson will be charged with the foul on everybody going after the rebound. First on him, fourth on the Spartans. Spartans will come out in the press now, leading by 11, 20-9, with 2:28 remaining in the first period. Inbound comes to Spanier. Working in the backcourt, he pushes it across on the right side. To the baseline, stops there, he's double teamed, looking for help, now spins through, dumps it off, and it's banked in by Lang. Pretty good move by Spanier to shovel that ball to Sean Lang. He banked it home, 20-11, ROCORI by 9. On the left wing, Hemish 19-footer is good. He stepped on the arc as he took it, or it would have been a 3. Joe Hemish has 10 points here in the first quarter, and the Spartans lead at 22-11. Now across the line on the dribble is Johnson. Deion Johnson leaves it up on top now for Kane. Right side Stahlberger, 10-footer on the run, won't rim in. Rebound tap, though, right to Stahlberger, and he put it in. Followed it in, got the tap on the rebound. He has 3 points in the ballgame. 22-13, ROCORI by 9. 1:40 remaining here in the first quarter. This has been anything but a slow-down ballgame. That's what Daryl Karstens thought it would be, or at least that's what he thought they'd try. High post Lutkin, right side Hemish, 3 on the way. That one short. Rebound tapped out. Hemish got it back. Put back is good off the glass. Joe Hemish has 12 points in the first quarter. 24-13, ROCORI on top, and there's still 1:15 to play in this period. Now Spanier operating away from the basket up on top, drives to the left wing, stops it there, gets some help now as he leaves it up on top for Kane. Sparby and Schreiner are going to check back in now for ROCORI. Johnson working up on top, goes across the top of the arc now to Stahlberger. In the paint, Spanier rifles through 3 guys, missed the shot, got his own rebound, and was fouled on the putback. How he got the first shot off, I have no idea. Then he pulled down his own rebound and got fouled as he went back up. It'll be on Kurt Lutkin. That is his first, the 5th now on ROCORI as Sparby and Schreiner come back in, replacing Hondel and Hemish. So all of the starters now have gotten an opportunity to sit down and take a rest. 54.8 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. The Spartans lead at 24-13. Torrey Spanier is at the line to shoot 2 for Paynesville. Free throw is up and good. He'll get one more opportunity. He has 2 points in the ballgame. Spartans play tomorrow night at Sauk Rapids. We will not broadcast that game on Oldies 94.9. Next broadcast is next Friday night against Alexandria. Second free throw rolls in. Spanier has 3. The Spartans lead it by 9 with 50 seconds remaining in the quarter. Sparby across the line on the dribble. Looks like Paynesville is in a 1-2-2 press. On the left wing, Carlson. His 3 won't go. Dahl bangs for the rebound. Almost got it, but then it was stripped away by Stahlberger. Paynesville back the other way. On the left wing with it is Spanier. We're working on Schreiner. Drives in the paint. Had it tipped away by Dahl. And Carlson triggers it ahead to Dahl. He's one-on-one with Johnson, and he missed the layup, but he was fouled. Johnson cut in front of him. Dahl came behind him and went up, but he got his arm hooked as he did. And Gabe will be at the line to shoot 2. That is Deion Johnson's first. Dahl made the defensive play on the other end. He reached in from up top and tipped the ball away from Spanier. It came through on the play to Mike Carlson, who alertly triggered it ahead to a breaking Gabe Dahl, and Gabe's at the line to shoot 2. Junior's free throw won't go. He'll get one more opportunity. The foul was on Johnson, as I mentioned, and that's 2.5 now on Paynesville. Spartans have been whistled for 5. Second free throw also no good, and Stahlberger pulls down the rebound in the lane. Let's see if Paynesville goes for one shot here. Johnson working up on top, dribbling against Dahl. He's between the circles. Now he starts it down the lane. His runner was blocked by Schreiner. It triggered ahead to Carlson. Carlson has Sparby trailing. Didn't see him. And now he has it stripped away from him by Kane. I have the Spaniard. Showtime, and his layup is good. Thought he would slam it, but he just lays it in. 5 points for Torrey Spaniard. Back the other way. Sparby to the rack, and he is fouled. A blocking foul called down low on Sean Lang as Kip Sparby took it the other way and forced the issue. Daryl Karsten says he traveled, but no foul or no call coming, and Sparby will be at the line to shoot 2. Foul is on Lang. That's his first, 3rd on Paynesville. 1.3 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, and ROCORI, which is led by as many as 11, is up by 7, make it 8 as Sparby hits the first free throw. Kip averaging just over 10 points a ball game in his junior season. Kind of the surprise of this Spartan team. He, along with Joe Hemish, I would think, have to be the biggest surprises. Both free throws are good. Paynesville will launch it from half court. They didn't get it off. If it goes, it won't count. End of the first quarter. It's ROCORI 26. Spartans will put the starting 5 back on the floor. And now for Paynesville, into the ballgame is Jay Hemish. So we'll pick up the Bulldogs on the floor here as we open up the second quarter. Spartans lead it by 9, and they have the ball moving left to right. Hemish, left wing, his 3. That one is short. Hondel tapped it up, no good. The Paynesville bench wanted a foul on Scott coming over the back. No call coming, and the Bulldogs come back the other way on the second rebound. Up on top with it is Cromwell. Goes across the key to Stahlberger. Stahlberger on the drive. Pull-up 5-footer won't go. And a backside rebound is battled for, and a foul is called on Ryan Bullman going over the back of Wayne Schreiner. That is Bowman's first, fourth on Paynesville. On the floor, it's Cromwell, Stahlberger, Bowman, Lang, and Hemish for the Bulldogs. And the starting five out there for ROCORI. Sparby up on top, bounces it right side to Kraus. Back to Sparby, left wing Hemish. Looks in the corner now for Kraus. Back to Hemish, up on top Sparby. His three, bingo! It took a while, but it fell through. Kip Sparby's first three, the fifth three of the ball game for ROCORI. 5 in the ball game for Kip, 29-17 Spartans. On the right wing with it now is Hemish, up on top for Stahlberger. It's Jay Hemish on the floor for Paynesville. Not sure if they're related. I would guess somehow between him and Joe Hemish. Now the ball is tipped away from Lang, and the Spartans come back 2-on-1. Hondo in the move, the paint, and an offensive foul. No basket. Hondo spinning in the lane, bumped with Stahlberger, and they called a charge on Scott Hondo. Bob Brink just shaking his head. That was a tough call. There probably wasn't enough contact there to whistle the foul at all, much less the offensive foul. That is Hondo's first, the sixth now on ROCORI. More changes for Paynesville, as checking back in now is Matt Kane replacing Sean Lang. And let's see who else is out there. Torrey Spanier's back out there now for Paynesville. Still inbound in the backcourt against some pressure, trailing by 12. Spanier pushes it into the forecourt on the right side. Down the lane, his runner won't go, but it's tapped up and in by Bowman. Bowman with good rebound position, tapped it back in. 29-19, Spartans by 10. Sparby to the corner to Hemish. Low post Hondo in traffic, banked it in. Scott Hondo was surrounded by 3 white shirts, but he went up strong and banked it home. He has 8 points in the ball game. 31-19, Spartans by 12. Up on top, Cromwell. Spinning with the ball, now he leaves it for Kane. Kane dribbling between the circles, pushes off with Sparby. On the left wing now, it goes to Cromwell. Cromwell dribbles to the key, picked it up there. Now he tried to feed it in the lane to Bowman, but it went off his hands, and it comes to Joe Hemish. Spartans back the other way. They'll wait for everybody to catch up now. Sparby, right wing, Kraus, three-pointer, count it. Jim Kraus has 3 threes in the ball game. The Spartans have 6, and a timeout called by Paynesville. Off their timeout now, the Paynesville Bulldogs push it into the forecourt. They've taken 2 of their allotted 4 timeouts here already in the first half. Down low, Bowman spinning in the paint, and he banked it in. Good move by Ryan Bowman as he muscled it in. He has 4 points, and it's a 13-point ROCORI lead. Kraus has it on the left wing, back up on top for Sparby. Takes 1 dribble, fakes the 3, feeds Hemish. Now down low for Schreiner. Turnaround from 10 is good. Wayne Schreiner gets in the act. His first 2 points of the ball game. All 5 starters are in the scorebooks now. 36-21, ROCORI by 15 with 5.5 remaining first half. A lot of points being scored by the Spartans in this one. Cromwell has it up on top. Picked up his dribble, now needs help. Has to get to him or it's a 5 count. They bounced it in the lane. In there, Hemish lost the ball, but he got it back. Feeds Kane. He's triple teamed, goes up, had his shot blocked, and the ball comes away to Kraus. Spartans coming on the break. Now Jim will dribble to the right wing. Stop there, feed it up on top for Sparby. 3-pointer, counted. Nothing but net. Kip Sparby has 8 points. He has a couple of threes. The Spartans with 7 threes already in this one, and they lead at 39-21. Cromwell has it up on top. On the right wing, pass tipped away by Hondo off the backboard, and it comes to Kraus. Kraus starts it ahead, feeds it ahead to Hemish to the rack, and his layup is short as he went over the top of Spanier. Didn't quite get to the hoop, and the rebound is pulled down by Paynesville. 4:40 remaining first half, 39-21. ROCORI on top by 18. That's their biggest lead of the game. Cromwell picked up his dribble, had it tipped away by Hemish on the pass. Hemish streaking down the floor to the rack. Shot won't go, but he was fouled underneath by Jay Hemish. So Joe Hemish is kind of blocked out of the play by Jay Hemish, and that is his first personal. The 5th on Paynesville, as now checking in our Grant Bowden for the first time, a 5'9" sophomore guard, and also back into the ball game. He is Mike Stahlberger. Sitting down to rest will be Jesse Cromwell and Jay Hemish. Joe Hemish at the line to shoot 2. He misses the first one. He had 12 points all in the first quarter. He had 5 field goals. A couple of them were 3-pointers. One more opportunity. Second free throw is good. 13 points for Joe Hemish. The Spartans already at the 40-point mark with still 4:25 remaining in the first half. 40-21 ROCORI. Now Bowden takes it on the right wing, goes in the corner for Spanier. Spanier Dribbling through, kicks it out up on top for Kane. Kane has Sparby on him. Pushing and shoving in the lane are Bowman and Schreiner. Bowman trying to get him on his back. Now it comes up on top to Kane into Bowman. It was tipped away by Schreiner, but Bowman tracks it down up on top of the arc. Left side Spanier with Hemish on him. They feed it down low, and Wayne Schreiner's called for the foul going over the back of Bowman. That is Schreiner's second, and that is 7 on the Spartans. So this will be free throws now for Ryan Bowman, who will be at the line to shoot 1-and-1. Bowman is a 6'4" junior who's averaging about 7.5 points a ball game and 7 rebounds a game for Paynesville. Right-hander's free throw is up and no good, and the rebound is pulled down by Hemish, but he lost it to Kane. Kane to the hoop. His shot won't go over Hondo. Bowman rebounds. 7-foot putback is way short, and the rebound is pulled down by Hondo. Ahead to Sparby. Feeds it up to Krause. Too high for him, but it's tipped in, kept in play by Krause back to Sparby. It was like he was throwing the alley-oop, but it wasn't Scott Hondo. Sparby, 3, good. Kip Sparby has 3 threes in the ball game. He has 11 points. The Spartans with 8 threes already here in the first half lead at 43-21 with 3:25 remaining. I guess they've broken out of their shooting slump. Now Bowden to the hoop. His layup won't go. Sparby pulls down the rebound. Sparby into the forecourt on the dribble, spinning up on top. Stops outside the arc, feeds it to Krause, in the corner Hemish. Low post Hondo, pass was tipped away from Scott Hondo, out of bounds, and it will stay with ROCORI. Sparby will inbound underneath the basket as Kurt Lutkin is going to check back in for ROCORI. They blew the horn, even though the ball had been presented to Sparby. They'll pull it away from him, though, and Scott Hondo will sit down and take a rest. Now Sean Lang is going to check back in. At 6'6", I would presume they're putting him into the ball game to match up with Kurt Lutkin, and he'll replace Ryan Bowman. Sparby will inbound underneath the basket. Actually, he's further towards the corner than that. Into the corner for Hemish. He fakes the 3. Runner from 7 is good off the drive. Joe Hemish has 15 points here in the first half. The Spartans on top by 24. It's like a lot of guys will get to play in the second half of this one. 45-21, ROCORI by 14. Now Hemish on the pickoff. Tried to feed it ahead to Krause. It was tipped away by Bowman. Paynesville comes back the other way. They're 3-on-2. Kane over Lutkin. His shot is too hard, and Sparby pulled down the rebound. Paynesville probably needed to make at least one pass there on the 3-on-1. They made none and didn't get a good shot. Mike Carlson is at the bench. He's going to check back in here at the whistle. Krause has it on the left wing, and he threw it away. Tried to get Kip Sparby cutting underneath. Carlson will check in now, and he's going to replace Joe Hemish. Good first half for Joe Hemish, presuming he's done for this half. 15 points, and he'll sit down and take a rest. Deion Johnson checking back in now for Paynesville, replacing Mike Stahlberger. 45-21, ROCORI on top, 2:35 remaining first half. Now Johnson dribbles it across the line on the left side. He has Schreiner on him. Stops outside the arc, looks inside, can't find anybody. Now goes high post for Kane. Kane put it on the floor, went by Sparby, but he traveled on the way. Took the extra step as he put it to the wood, and the ball goes over to ROCORI on the turnover. Lutkin gets it into Sparby. 2:20 remaining first half. Sparby operating up on top, yelling instructions, goes to Krause on the right wing. Jim feeds in the corner to Kip Sparby as he cut through and got it back. Bumping in there. Now they go up on top to Krause. Fakes the 3, and he traveled as he put it on the floor to drive to the right wing. Sparby and Spanier were bumping in the corner. Paynesville fans wanted to fall on Sparby. ROCORI fans wanted it called on Spanier. No call by the official. Kane brings it into the forecourt now. In trouble in the lane. He was stripped by Krause, but they'll call the foul on Jim. Jim can't believe it. He's just shaking his head at the official. That's 2 on Krause. 8.5 on ROCORI, so we're into the bonus. And at the line to shoot 1-and-1 will be Matt Kane. 5 of 8 from the free throw line for Paynesville, with Kane there with 5 points. He had a couple of field goals, one of them leading to a 3-point play in the first half. Free throw is no good, and the battle for the rebound, it's tied up. This ball to Paynesville on the alternate possession, as Gabe Dahl will check in now for ROCORI. He'll replace Jim Krause. Opening tap was controlled by Paynesville, and then ROCORI got the ball to start the second quarter, so it's Paynesville's ball now. And it will be Deion Johnson, the inbound from underneath the basket. Gets it in right away, and it's up and in by Kane on the inbound. Kane has 7 points, 45-23, ROCORI by 22. Minute 50 remaining in the half. Dahl has it up on top. In the lane to Carlson, and he banked it too hard. Rebound battled for out of bounds. 3 Paynesville Bulldogs battling for the ball. They tipped it out of bounds, and the ball will stay with ROCORI. It'll be Sparby to inbound underneath the basket. They had Mike Carlson posting up down low. He just banked it a little bit hard. Now Lutkin outside the arc, corner to Sparby. 3 on the way. It might have been partially deflected. It was short. Ball is loose on the floor. Carlson battling for it, and finally it's tied up. And the ball will stay with the Spartans on the alternate possession. Mike Carlson a little bit angry as he gets up. He wanted a foul call. It'll be Kip Sparby to inbound underneath the basket for ROCORI. Minute 31 remaining. Spartans have been shooting the eyes out in this one, really firing the threes. They have 8 here in the first half. In the corner for Sparby, up on top now for Dahl. Gabe goes on the right wing for Lutkin, playing away from the hoop. Up on top, Carlson outside the arc to Schreiner. One dribble to the key area, had it taken away, got it back, got it to Carlson. Cross court for Lutkin, and he banked it off just a little short as he was alone on the block. Kurt got it in good position, but he missed the shot. And Paynesville pulls down the rebound with a minute 5 remaining. Up on the left side, Bowden. In the corner for Kane. Down to a minute to play in the first half. Feeds in the lane to Johnson. Shovels to Lang. Shot rejected by Lutkin. It went to Kane. He kicked it away. Loose on the floor, and Schreiner feeds it ahead to Carlson. He tried to get it further ahead to Dahl, but it was picked off by Bowden. Now it's stripped by Sparby. Sparby takes it in. Missed the shot. Rebound loose, and a foul called on Gabe Dahl. Pushing foul called, I believe, on Dahl or Sparby. Let's see who they call it on. It'll go on Sparby, and that is his first. We'll walk to the other end for the 1-and-1. A wild sequence there. The Spartans ended up with the ball. Sparby missed the layup, and then as Dahl and he went back after the rebound, Kip was called for the pushing foul. And Torrey Spanier will be at the line to shoot 1 plus the bonus. He's the leading scorer for the Bulldogs, averaging 20 a ball game, but he has been held to just 5 in the first half in this one. 3 of them free throws. And that free throw rims in, so he'll get one more opportunity. He has 6, chance to make it 7. And if he does so, he'll pull Paynesville within 20. Spartans' biggest lead has been 24 in this one at 45-21. Second free throw is up, and that one rims in. Rimmed around for a while and fell through. ROCORI back the other way. Just 45 seconds remaining in the half. Our guest at halftime will be Jim Krause as we continue our player profile here on our Spartan halftime show. In the corner it goes now to Lutkin. Up on top, Carlson. Looks like the Spartans may be going for 1. Schreiner has it to the paint, kicks it to Carlson. Had the 3, but didn't take it, so they're definitely going for 1. Sparby has it up on top. 25 seconds remaining in the half to Dahl on the left wing. And then a whistle away from the ball and a pushing foul called on Paynesville. It's going to go against Matt Kane. That is his first, and the 6th in the half on Paynesville. So an inbound for the Spartans with 21.4 remaining in the half. Sparby lobs it up on top for Lutkin. Third hands it off to Gabe Dahl. Dahl almost lost it, but got it back on the dribble. Gabe working up on top, shovels right side for Schreiner. He tried to feed in the lane for Sparby, but the ball was tipped away. And they're going to say, though, that it will go over to Paynesville. I thought that ball was tipped coming through. Maybe it wasn't. And Paynesville will inbound with 12.8 remaining in the half. So they should get the last shot. Ahead it comes to Johnson. Johnson pushes it ahead. Tried to dump it to Spanier. It was tipped out of bounds on good hustle getting back into the play by Gabe Dahl. And an inbound coming on the near sideline for the Bulldogs. 8.6 remaining in the half. Spanier will inbound. Sparby is right in his face. He gets it into Kane. Kane leaves it up on top for Johnson. Corner for Spanier. 4 seconds on the clock. On the drive, kicks it out to Bowden. He's not even going to get the shot off. He does trigger it at the buzzer, falling away, but it won't go, and that's the end of the first half. A huge lifter for the Spartans in the first half. Coming out and play tomorrow night at Sauk Rapids. That's a non-conference game. We'll not broadcast that one. We dropped that one from our broadcast schedule so we could have the Minneapolis North game on the 25th of February. Minneapolis North currently ranked 1st in the state, so we thought that one might be a more enjoyable game for you. We added that one and dropped the one tomorrow night. Our next broadcast game a week from tonight when the Spartans take on Alexandria. Now Paynesville in the forecourt and reaching in quickly and picking up I'm sure he would call it a stupid foul because Kip Sparby immediately turned and looked to Bob Brink when he reached in and committed that personal. His second, first of the half on either team, and Paynesville will inbound. That took just 4 seconds. Into the corner it comes, up on top now for Cromwell. Both teams with their starting 5 on the floor. Spanier has it in the corner for Paynesville. Cromwell dribbling outside the 2-3 zone, up on top. Looks inside, can't find anybody, now backs it out. I'm sure Paynesville is going to try to slow the tempo of this game way down here in the second half. Maybe not. Spanier, 23-footer from the left wing is good. Torrey Spanier has 10 points in the ball game. He averages 20. 45-28, Spartans by 17, and now the ball is tipped away out of bounds. Last touch by Spanier, so it will stay with ROCORI. Schreiner will inbound on the near side. Gets it into Sparby. Sparby dribbles behind the back to get away from Spanier, who was going after the steal. Corner for Hemish, 19-footer. That's long. Hemish tracked down the rebound, though. Takes it to the glass, and he was fouled from behind. Joe Hemish, great job. He followed his shot in, took it down, and in one motion took that next step and went right back up to the rack and drew the foul, and he'll be at the line to shoot 2. Joe averaging about 11.5 points a ball game, has 15 in this one, all of those coming in the first half. Foul is on Cromwell, his first, and the 1.5 on Paynesville. Free throw good by Hemish. Spartans are now 4 of 7 from the stripe. It's about the only thing they didn't do right in the first half is they just shot 50% from the line. 46-28 ROCORI. Second free throw is likewise good. 17 points to Joe Hemish. And Klaus will work Cromwell a little bit into the forecourt. Jesse across the line in the dribble between the circles. Dribbles it to the wing, to the baseline. Runner may have been deflected, and the ball comes out to Hemish. It was slapped off the backboard, and it came way out to Joe Hemish up on top. Sparby has it now between the circles, holding it high above his head. Lobs on the left wing, caught by Hemish. Makes a move to the bucket, and he laid it in. Hemish saw the opening, and he accelerated down the paint. He has 19 points, and it's a 21-point ROCORI lead again, 49-28. On the right wing with it is Cromwell. Picked the ball up. Jim Krause hollers dead and gets in his face on the defense. Lob to the baseline. Stahlberger, his jumper over Schreiner won't go. Got his own rebound on the tip. Feeds along the baseline to Kane. His shot won't go, and Krause pulls down the rebound. Ahead to Hondo. 2-on-2. Hondo through the paint. Shovel layup won't go. Put back by himself won't go, and the rebound is pulled down by Paynesville. Matt Kane clears the glass and leaves it in the backcourt for Cromwell. Cromwell won't cross the line till his team gets in the half-court offense. Now he comes to the forecourt on the dribble. Goes on the left wing for Spanier, and we have a whistle and a push away from the play called, I believe, on Scott Hondo. He and the official are discussing it down in the lane, and he'll come over now, and I think he'll say red 5-2. That's it. That is Hondo's second, and the 2.5 on ROCORI, and an inbound coming underneath the basket for Paynesville. Stahlberger will lob it in. No, he's not going to do that now. He brings it up on top for Cromwell. Looked like he was going to try to lob it to Bowman in the lane. Up on top, Cromwell with Krause on him on the extended 2-3 zone. Goes across the key to Kane outside the arc. Sparby faces up on him. Now back up on top for Cromwell. Cromwell tried to get a screen. It wasn't there. Shed Krause, though, didn't take the shot. Feeds Spanier in the lane. Runner from 10 foot rims out. And the rebound is pulled down by Krause. Here come the Spartans on the 3-on-2 break. Krause spinning ahead. Shovels to Spartan. Oh, a no-look pass. And he thought Hondo was going to step into the lane. He fed it where he thought Scott would be. Scott stayed outside the paint. That had been a huge pass. He wasn't even looking inside. And if Hondo had stepped in on that, that would have been a great play. Not that Scott should have stepped in, but it was a situation where he just misread what was going to happen. So they throw it away, and Paynesville comes back the other way. On top with it, now across the top of the key to Cromwell. Cromwell outside the arc, lobs it in the left corner for Stahlberger. 15-footer over Schreiner is good. Mike Stahlberger has 5 points. 49-30, ROCORI by 19 with 5:25 remaining in the third. On the right wing, it's bounced where it's caught by Krause. Krause up on top, Hondo. Jump is good. Hondo has 10 points in the ballgame. All his shots have been from about 17 feet away. Cromwell dribbling between his legs, up on top between the circles. Goes to the left side now, bounces it to the baseline, caught by Stahlberger. 10-footer won't go, but he was fouled by Hondo. Hondo went over to block him and kind of got tangled up in his body. Good call by the official. That's Hondo's third. The 3.5 on ROCORI, and at the line to shoot 2 will be Mike Stahlberger. He has 5 points in the ballgame. He's 1 of 2 from the line. In the first half, the Bulldogs were 7 of 11 from the charity stripe. First free throw is good. So Mike Stahlberger, averaging 8 points a ballgame, has 6 here. Second free throw is up, and likewise good. So the Bulldogs have chipped away at the lead, 51-32. Ahead it comes to Hemish. Actually, they've just dumped it by 1 at halftime. Down to Sparby. His shot is blocked by Bowman, and Spanier back the other way, racing with Hondo. And he won't win it as Hondo cut him off. Now on the secondary break, Spanier to the hoop. Tapped up by Bowman, no good. And the rebound out of bounds. Last touch by ROCORI. So Mike Carlson's going to check into the ball game now for the Spartans, replacing Kip Sparby. I mentioned that Paynesville had chipped away. It's a 19-point game. It was 20 at the half. ROCORI did lead it by 24 late in the first half before Paynesville scored 4 in a row going into the dressing room. Stahlberger will inbound, lobs it way up on top where it's caught by Spanier. He hands it off up on top now to Cromwell. He dribbles to the right wing, bounces it in the corner. It's tipped out of bounds by Joe Hemish, and it will stay with Paynesville. Paynesville has at least slowed down their half-court offense. First time down in the half, Spanier took that three-pointer from about 23, but other than that, they've been working for a whole lot better shot. Now it comes into Spanier. Oh, a shovel layup underneath Joe Hemish is good. Nice move by Torrey Spanier. He has a dozen in the ballgame, 51-34, ROCORI by 17. Now Carlson has it on the left wing. Mike looks inside, dribbles through the paint to the hoop, and he was fouled on the way. Good, strong move by the sophomore, Mike Carlson, as he takes it to the hoop on the drive and draws the foul charged against Ryan Bowman. That's Bowman's second, and at the line to shoot 2 will be Mike Carlson. Mike had 8 points in the ballgame against Apollo. He had a couple of three-pointers in that ballgame. That was one of the bright spots in that game for the Spartans. Carlson's free throw is no good. He'll get one more opportunity. Six-foot 2-inch sophomore Mike Carlson. Second free throw is good. His first point of the ballgame. First bench point for the Spartans in this ballgame. The first 51 came from the starting 5. Cromwell up on top, dribbles behind his back, bounces it on the left side for Stahlberger. Entry pass is tipped away, but Bowman got it back. 10-footer, hung on the rim, no good, and Carlson pulls down the rebound. Stripped from behind by Kane. Got Schreiner off his feet and banked it in. Matt Kane with a nice play has 9 points in the ballgame. 52-36. The Spartan lead, which was 24 at one point, is now 16. 4 minutes remaining, third quarter. Kraus picked up the dribble, feeds on the right wing for Schreiner. Schreiner will dribble back up on top. Between his legs, now across the top of the key to Kraus. Jim has Cromwell on him. One dribble to Hemish up top. Fakes the shot, dumps it back out to Kraus. His 3 on the way is good. What a great play by Joe Hemish. He penetrated, flipped it back over his head without looking, and then Jim Kraus jammed the three-pointer. 4 trays for Jimmy. 9 in the ball game for the Spartans. Kraus has 12, and the Spartans lead at 55-36. Now on the other end, Stahlberger drives it in, and he was pushed on the drive by Wayne Schreiner. No, they're going to call it on Paynesville. They're going to call Ryan Bowman for pushing on the screen. And now Sean Lang is going to check into the ball game, replacing him. And Dion Johnson is back in for Paynesville, replacing Jesse Cromwell. That's the third personal on Bowman and 3.5 on Paynesville. He was setting a screen down low. That's how Stahlberger got down there, and they called him for stepping out and pushing on the screen. 55-36, Spartans by 19. Kraus has it up on top. Hemish tried to feed it down low to Hondel. It was tipped, but it got to him. Reverse layup good. Big-time move by Scott Hondel as he got to the baseline, saw nothing there, just took one extra step and wrapped it around with that big right arm and banked it in. He has a dozen. 57-36, Spartans by 21. Now down low, turnaround by Lang is blocked partially by Hondel, and the Spartans come back the other way. Scott Hondel has a dozen points, but he has played a great game defensively and also on the boards, just clearing the glass. Into Schreiner on the entry pass from Carlson, and he went down the lane and banked it in. Schreiner has 4 points, 59-36. Spartans back up by 23 with 2:35 remaining in the third quarter. Now the pass is picked up by Hemish, 2-on-1. Ahead to Kraus, return pass to Hemish for the layup. Oh, and he was fouled. He'll get one more. 32-on-1 break. Hemish fed it ahead to Jim Kraus. He drew the traffic, fed it to Joe Hemish, who banked it in, and he was fouled, and Paynesville wants the timeout. 2:28 remaining. ROCORI with the biggest lead, 61-36. Joe Hemish will be at the line to try to complete the three-point play. The 6'2" senior, who's averaging about 11.5 points the ball game, has 21 in this game. Make it 22. Good ball game for Joe. I think that's his season high. I got to look back, but I think his 18 against Albany was his previous season high. So 22 is the season high for Hemish. He tips away a pass out on the wing, out of bounds, and the ball will stay with Paynesville. 2:20 remaining third quarter. Jim Kraus is on the bench now as Joel Torborg is back into the ballgame for ROCORI. I have a feeling the starters will probably get out of the ballgame here fairly quickly. They've got a chance to get well in this one. Spartans at Sauk Rapids tomorrow night. Again, we will not carry it here on Oldies. You tune in for the Saturday Night Cruise with Phil Mallett. Now the runner by Johnson in the lane won't go, but he was pushed, I believe, by Torborg, and so he'll go to the line for 2. Now it's going to be called on Wayne Schreiner. Looked like there was bumping in there, but it looked like Torborg caused the collision, but they'll call Schreiner for his 3rd personal. 4th and a half on ROCORI. Jay Hemish back in now for Paynesville, replacing Matt Kane. And at the line to shoot 2 will be Dion Johnson. Left-hander's first free throw is up and no good. He'll get one more opportunity. 2:11 remaining 3rd quarter. And you get the feeling that this one's over with. I don't think Paynesville is going to come back from 26 down on the road against these Spartans. But it was a good tune-up for ROCORI, and they'll use the experience. They can get some of the younger guys here in the 4th quarter also. Second free throw by Johnson is good. Pressure applied by the Bulldogs now in the backcourt. Torborg to Schreiner, back to Joel, and he dribbles across the line. Bounces it to the corner to Hondo on the left side. Up on top now for Torborg. Under 2 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Torborg dribbles to the right side in the corner to Carlson. Down low, Hondo. Turnaround is good from the baseline. I don't know how many shots he's taken, but I only remember him missing 1. He has 14 points in the ballgame on 7 two-point field goals. 64-37, ROCORI by 27. That's their biggest lead of the ballgame. Now Stahlberger feeds it up to Dion Johnson. Kicks to Spanier. Fakes the 3. 17-footer off the dribble is short. Rebound Lang. Put back good. Sean Lang has 4 points off the bench for Paynesville. 64-36. And Torborg brings it across the line. On the left wing for Hemish. Low post Hondo. Turnaround in the paint is good. You might as well put it on the scoreboard when he gets the ball on the block. He has 16 points in the ball game, 8 in each half. 66-36, Spartans by 27. Johnson working on Torborg up on top, picked up his dribble, has to hurry, feeds it out to Stahlberger, who's got Hondo all over him, and now a double dribble as Stahlberger dribbled, picked it up, and dribbled it again. Gabe Dahl's going to check in now for ROCORI, and Ryan Bowman will be back in for Paynesville, as will Matt Kane. Sean Lang will sit down, and Torrey Spanier will take a seat. And Joe Hemish is going to check out. He gets a great hand from the Spartan faithful here. 22 points for him. He may be done for the night with a minute remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Now Torborg in a lane down. Oh, his shot was rejected. Bowman got it. Rebound to Hondo, and he banked it in. Scott Hondo's averaging almost 19 points a ball game. He has 18 tonight. Remember, he's averaging 19, scoring only 13 against Apollo on Tuesday. Now in the lane it goes to Bowman. Turnaround over Hondo is way short as Hondo intimidated the heck out of him in the paint. And the Spartans come back the other way with a half a minute remaining, and they'll go for one shot. 25 seconds remaining, 3rd quarter. The Spartans well in command of this one. Carlson has it on the right wing. Holds it high above his head, has to get rid of it or he'll get the 5-second call now. Dribbles through the paint, spin move, had it tipped away, but it came to Schreiner with 15 on the clock. Schreiner starts it down the lane, kicks it out to Torborg. His 3, that won't go. He triggered with 10 seconds remaining, but the rebound was tapped out of bounds by Paynesville, and it will stay with ROCORI with 7.9 on the clock. Golden had taken that 5 or 6 seconds to almost 3, so he said, what the heck. Oh, in the top for Carlson. 6 on the clock. Carlson will launch the 3. It's short off the iron. Rebound is pulled down by Stahlberger, and there's the horn to end the 3rd quarter. ROCORI 68, Paynesville 39, and we're back in 1 minute on Oldies 94.9. Oh, we've got some changes in the ball game for ROCORI. Eric Boucher is going to check into the game for his first trip onto the floor in the game. Also out there is Nate Willenbring, along with Joel Torborg, Kurt Lutkin, and Gabe Dahl. So all 5 starters on the bench for ROCORI. And I would imagine they're done for the night. So we'll give you their totals as we go along here. Willenbring, Boucher are out there for the first time. They're both juniors. Willenbring has it on the right wing, goes across to Eric Boucher up on top. Looks inside, can't find Lutkin. Gabe Dahl, right wing, 17. Sure is good. Attaboy, Gabe. You guys going to get some PT now, some playing time, boys. First 2 for Gabe Dahl, 70-39, ROCORI on top. Bowden has it up on top on the left wing for Stahlberger. His 3 is good. Mike Stahlberger has 10 in the ball game. Torborg still in the backcourt against pressure, has to hurry to get it across. Now he pushes it ahead up on the right side to Willenbring. Nate has it outside the arc. Now dribbles down the paint, in traffic, shovel layup won't go. He did a good job just to get it up on the rim, and the rebound is pulled down by Bowman. Into the forecourt is Bowden. Bowden has it up on top. Grant Bowden, the sophomore. One dribble. Now he leaves it on the right wing. Into the paint is Spanier, and he's fouled going up by Gabe Dahl. On Gabe, that is his first. 5.5 on ROCORI, and at the line to shoot 2 is Torrey Spanier. He has 12 points in the ball game. 2 threes in the game for Paynesville, and the Spartans at the end of 3 quarters had 9 threes. They had 8 of those in the first half. Free throw is short. He'll get one more. Spartans led it by 9, 26-17 at the end of the first quarter. By 20 at half, they had a 24-point lead at one point in the first half. 45-25 was the lead at half. And their biggest lead, 29, that's what they held at the end of 3. Second free throw is missed. Rebound by Bowman, though, and then he's fouled on the putback. Kurt Lutkin, I think, will draw the personal. Nope, it's going to go against Eric Boucher. That's his first. 6.5 on ROCORI, and at the line to shoot 2 will be Ryan Bowman. And even 7 minutes remaining in this one. Free throw is good. Started to say the Spartans led it by 29, 68-39. And their biggest lead actually has been 31 at 70-39. Bowman hits the second free throw now, 5 in a row for Paynesville, 70-44. Pressure in the backcourt, and Torborg is pushed to the floor by Bowman. That's 4 on him, 4.5 on Paynesville. And Joel Torborg is up off the floor, and he'll get set to try to take an inbound pass from Gabe Dahl against the press. Gabe lobs it into Willenbring, hands it off to Torborg, and they break the press easily. Torborg shoveled to Lutkin, and he banked it in. Torborg came all the way down the floor, created the 2-on-1, went up as if to shoot, and then wrapped it around to Kurt Lutkin, and he banked it in for his first 2 points of the ballgame. Bowden up on top now, on the right wing, Spanier. 3 on the way is good. Torrey Spanier has a couple of threes. He has 15 in the ball game for Paynesville. Pressure again in the backcourt. Torborg ahead to Willenbring. Cross-court for Boucher to the forecourt. Bounces it on the right side for Lutkin. Up on top for Boucher, and now further out for Torborg. Left wing, Dahl, corner, Willenbring. Traveled as he put it on the floor. Nice move by Nate, but he shuffled his feet as he went to the wood. He had it at about 16 feet out on the baseline. Faked the shot and took it in. And he might have gotten the advantage to get in by that extra step. 6:20 remaining in the ball game. Spartans by 25. Bowden up on top for the Bulldogs. Right side Spanier. 3 over Dahl is good. Now, it's not tough to see why he's averaging 20 points a ball game. He has 18 in this one. Lutkin. Torborg still in the backcourt. Has to push it ahead. Does so on the bounce pass to Willenbring. He's trapped there. Takes one dribble. Feeds ahead to Dahl. Dahl to Lutkin. Kurt didn't see it coming, and it bounced off his chest and goes right in the hands of Bowman. He had it tipped away by Boucher, but Eric can't catch up with it. And it goes out of bounds. And an inbound underneath the basket coming now for Paynesville. And it comes to the corner to Kane. His 18-footer won't go. Dahl pulled down the backside rebound. And then Bowman pushed Kurt Lutkin down low. That'll be a foul on Paynesville, and that's 5 on Ryan Bowman. That is his 5th personal, so he's done. 5.5 now on Paynesville. Bowman leads the game with 5:50 left. And into the ball game replacing him is Sean Lang. Torborg has it in the backcourt now. Still pressure applied by the Bulldogs. 2-2-1 zone press. The Spartans break it, and Boucher has it in the forecourt. Goes in the paint to Lutkin. His jumper is rejected by Lang. Lutkin tried to go up from 13 at 6'7", and the 6'6" Sean Lang put it right back in his face and then grabbed it away. Now Bowden has it on the left wing. Right wing pass caught by Stahlberger. Bounces it down to the baseline where it's picked up by Spanier. Back to Stahlberger. 3 on the way is good. Mike Stahlberger has 13 points, and the Spartan lead has been cut to 19 at 72-53. Now Torborg ahead is fouled as he comes into the forecourt. Reaching around was Matt Kane. That is Kane's first. 6.5 now on Paynesville. Keith Johnson's going to check into the ball game for the Spartans. Keith is a 5'11" junior. And he's going to replace Eric Boucher, who's going to sit down and take a rest and gets a high five on the near sideline from the Spartan starting point guard, Kip Sparby. At the line, 1-1 is Joel Torborg. I have Paynesville only for 6 personals, but they throw him for 7 on the board, so I obviously messed something up. Torborg's first free throw is good. Second one is also good. First 2 points of the game for Joel Torborg, back to a 21-point edge for the Spartans. Now Bowden working up on top against Torborg. Couple of number 4s matched up. Bowden delayed dribble into the lane, and he was pushed. I'm not sure if he was pushed or whether Gabe Dahl pushed someone else. This will be 1-1 on the other end. No, Joel Torborg with the push on Grant Bowden. Torborg's first. That is 7.5 now on ROCORI. And at the line to shoot 1-1 is Grant Bowden. Off the bench, he came in averaging 3.5 points a ball game. Hasn't scored in this one. And he missed that free throw. The rebound is loose, and it's pulled down by Torborg. He got in trouble as he picked up his dribble, but he feeds it ahead to Dahl. Further ahead into the forecourt, up the right side for Willenbring. Up on top now, Torborg. Left wing Johnson feeds it down low for Dahl. Return pass, Johnson's 3, count it! Keith Johnson with the 3 off the bench. He has his first 3 points of the ballgame. 77-53, Spartans by 24. 4.5 minutes remaining. Now Bowden dribbling up on top. Jumper over Torborg is good. Grant Bowden's first 2 points of the ballgame. 77-55. Torborg, his pass is stolen away by Kane. He saved it off Torborg, then off Kane again, out of bounds. Good hustle by Matt Kane. He got it off Joel Torborg, but then it deflected back off him as he was going out of bounds. And the ball belongs to the Spartans on the near side at midcourt. Into Torborg. He's in the backcourt. Now he comes across the line on the dribble. Feeds on the right wing for Johnson. Keith holds it high above his head. On the left side for Dahl. Dahl kick out to Torborg in the corner. Spinning on the dribble on the baseline. Bowden reached in and tipped it away, but Joel got it back. Right wing for Johnson. In the corner to Willenbring. Willenbring feeds in the lane to Torborg, and he banks it in one motion. He caught it on the run, never really stopped, and just banked it off the glass. And that's 4 points in the ballgame for Joel Torborg. Torborg and Dahl and Keith Johnson and Kurt Letkin and Nate Willenbring getting some extended playing time here as all 5 of the Spartan starters are on the bench for the remainder of the evening. Into the backcourt now, a little pressure applied by the Spartans. Lang had his pass tipped away, but he would travel before that. Johnson stepped in his face and deflected the pass, but he took steps before that, so the ball goes over to the Spartans on the turnover. It's hard to tell at this point in time, but somewhere down the road, a game like this will pay off because you'll get a situation where some of these guys will have had some floor time, and you'll need one in a big situation, and they'll know what they're doing on the floor. On the right wing, Torborg. Across the top of the key to Letkin. His 17-footer missed everything, and the rebound is pulled down by Paynesville. Kane pushes it ahead on the break. Ahead to Lang. Over Dahl. Shot goes, and one coming. Lang put it in, and he was fouled by Gabe Dahl, who tried to get in front of him to take the charge. That's 2 on Gabe. And at the line to shoot 2, or try to complete the 3-point play, my apologies, will be Sean Lang. 79-57. Spartans have led by as many as 31 in this one. Free throw is no good, and Letkin pulls down the rebound. 3.5 minutes remaining. Torborg across the line on the dribble, up on top. Starts it to the right side. Shovels it off for Willenbring. Across the key for Letkin. Up on top, Torborg. Starts it in, now kicks it out in the corner. Dahl, 3-pointer won't go, and the rebound is pulled down by Stahlberger. Now Eric Schmitz, the freshman, is going to check in for the Spartans. The 6-foot freshman, he'll come in at the next whistle. On the left wing with it is Spanier. Spinning out there through the paint, stops, gets Dahl off his feet. Shot is rejected by Letkin. Diving for the rebound is Spanier, and he kept it alive to Kane. Now Kane, as he started to drive in, is grabbed by Nate Willenbring. That is Nate's first. And at the line to shoot will be the Paynesville Bulldogs. We've got a break in the action. 2:55 remaining. 79-57. ROCORI by 22. We're back in 30 seconds on Oldies 94.9. At the line, shooting 1-1 is Matt Kane. His first free throw is good. He has 10 points in the ballgame. Some changes now for Paynesville as Dan Starkin and Mike Thompson are into the ballgame for the first time. And Jay Hemish is back in. And then in for ROCORI is the freshman Eric Schmitz. Second free throw, no good. And then Gabe Dahl traveled after he picked up the rebound. Starkin is now into the game. He was coming in for the shooter, Kane. 2:53 remaining. And we're going to get another change here now as Luke Bratsky is going to check into the ballgame. 6'4" junior. He's checking in for the Spartans, replacing Kurt Letkin, who will sit down. Off the inbound now, the ball is deflected, and the Spartans come away with it. Willenbring in the backcourt. Nate operating at the point, goes on the right wing for Johnson. Johnson looks inside, now feeds up on top for Fratsky. Left wing, do Willenbring, his 15-footer rimmed out, and the rebound's pulled down by Lang, stripped away by Dahl, but he was standing on the baseline when he did it. So that will go out of bounds, and the ball will stay with Paynesville on the inbound in the backcourt. 2:36 remaining. Lang will inbound. Bounces it into Stahlberger. Stahlberger back to Lang. Triggers it ahead to Thompson. Mike Thompson dribbles up the left side into the forecourt for Paynesville. Some more changes coming now for the Spartans as Dan Hondel is going to check into the ballgame, and also checking in is Mark Sherman. They're at the scorer's table waiting for the whistle. Jumper from the baseline by Stahlberger won't go, and Schmitz pulled down the rebound. Eric pushes it to the forecourt, and on the left wing, back up on top for Schmitz. His three on the way. That won't go. The rebound batted around and finally pulled down by Dan Starkin. Ahead they come. Stahlberger in the corner, feeds it up on top for Starkin. He'll fire a three, short off the iron. Rebound Thompson, put back too hard, and the backside rebound to Schmitz. Minute 50 remaining in the Spartans' control. Ahead into the forecourt, up on top with it. On the right wing it goes to Willenbring. Pass down low was tipped away in the lane by Lang, and it comes away to the Bulldogs, Thompson. Minute 40 remaining. Thompson to the forecourt, dribbling up on top. Feeds it in the high post to Lang. Lang bumps with Fratsky. 14-footer won't go. Rebound batted on the floor. Finally out of bounds, and it belongs to ROCORI. Dan Hondel will check in now, the 6'1" freshman, and Mark Sherman, the 6'2" junior, in for ROCORI. And also into the ballgame for Paynesville, Jay Zumwalde. And also out there for the first time is Steve Kane. Boucher will handle it in the backcourt and get it into Schmitz. Willenbring sat down when, along with Gabe Dahl with the changes. Dan Hondel has it on the right wing, across to Sherman. In the corner it goes to Schmitz. A minute 15 remaining. Eric dribbles it up on top, starts it down the paint, kicks it out to Hondel. Looked at the three, didn't take it. Now right side Johnson. His three is long. Sherman backside rebound. Putback was just short, and the rebound is pulled down by Paynesville. Mark Sherman had his shot at a bucket. Now the pass is tipped away by Johnson. Loose on the floor, battle for it there. It's kicked out, and finally Hondel picks it up. Down low to Sherman, looked the pass. Now the shot is up too hard, and the rebound is pulled down by Paynesville. Under a minute to play. In the backcourt with it is Starkin. He leaves it for Thompson. Thompson into the forecourt with 40 seconds to play. They feed it on the right side now to Hemish. Hemish dribbling through the paint. In traffic, he travels. 34.5 seconds remaining. Into the ballgame now is Sean Kristen for Paynesville. And he'll replace Jay Hemish. And the Spartans will inbound in the backcourt. Into the forecourt on the dribble now is Schmitz. On the left wing, Sherman faked the 15-footer, dribbled it once, and fed it up on top for Schmitz. Schmitz fakes the three. Runner from 14 is good. Eric Schmitz, the freshman, with a couple here in the varsity game. 81-58 with 16 seconds remaining. Now a bounce pass on the left side. That'll go out of bounds, and so the Spartans will handle the ball one more time. 11.9 seconds remaining, and the Spartans are going to move to 9-3 with a big win over Paynesville here in non-conference action, a game in which the Spartans got well, at least from the shooting department. Schmitz has it tipped away from him by Thompson. Just 5 seconds remaining. Thompson, three over Schmitz, won't go. 2 seconds remaining, ball on the floor. Hondo will shoot at the buzzer. It won't count if it goes, and it doesn't anyway. End of the ball game. Final score, ROCORI 81, Paynesville 58. We'll come back to talk about it here on Old